And I'm just here to help launch it because the main deal here is the person joining me today, and that's the fabulous Liz Mosley. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Thanks for joining me.
I am very, very happy and excited to join you. This is going to be absolutely great. So I'm really looking forward to it. And they're shorter streams, so we won't dwell too much on all of the background stuff, but you can come along and follow us. If you're watching on YouTube, I normally say don't watch there because of our own chat, but now you've got your own thing. There's a Creative Cloud Express YouTube channel that Tim is going to drop a link for. That's amazing, Liz.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be really good. So I will get out of your way.
Okay.
More or less.
Yeah.
And let you crack on. And I'll welcome some of the people in the chat in just a little bit as well.
Amazing. Well, we're going to be having a look at Adobe Creative Cloud Express, as you said. And maybe if I can just get my screen up and I will show you around.
Cool.
Amazing. So what we're going to have a think about today is creating a branded profile picture. So, you know, when you're like scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, like if your profile picture looks a bit gray and a bit bland, it's not going to stand out. So we're going to make something that's like really bright, that catches people's eyes so that when they're scrolling, they know it's from you and they'll remember it. Cool. So while I'm doing that, I'll give a bit of a sort of tour around Adobe Express.
Fantastic.
So what we're going to start off looking at is the brand kits, because this is like a game-changing feature that I'm obsessed with. So basically you can set up a brand kit for your business. So I've got one here for mine, and basically you can just get everything uploaded. And this is going to help you keep everything really consistent, but also going to save you time because you're not having to look up, you know, like particular hex codes or anything like that for your colors. Yeah. So you just load your logos in here. So I've got a white version and a green version, and I just did it as a PNG. So it would have a transparent background. Yeah. And then here I've got all my colors. So these are my brand colors. This is like my main one, this green. So I've just put that. You can select whichever one you want to be your primary color. And then you can upload your fonts. The other day, I made my own font out of my handwriting, which was really fun. And I've uploaded. Yeah, I've uploaded that. It's a bit messy, but it looks cool. And I thought it'd be fun for social media posts. Cool. So I've uploaded that there as well. So it's all really easy to input. You just click on the little, icon.
Pencil thing,
the little pencil thing. You put in your hex codes and add colors. So basically, if you've got branding, get that set up because it's going to save you loads of time. So what we're going to do is start off by creating a new project. And so I'm just going to click on the big plus here, which is nice and handy. And because I'm doing a profile picture, I'm just going to go for an Instagram post size because I want a square. So got that up. Now, the first thing that I'm going to do is get the picture of me, because obviously for a profile picture, I need a picture of me. Yep. So I'm going to go into photos and I'm going to upload a photo, and I'm going to just get this headshot that I've got off my desktop. So all good. Get that sized up.
Already a game changer, because for my profile pictures, I tend to use a puppet.
But you need your face on there.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, it's a good one.
So when you click on the image, you'll see that this edit image panel comes up. And this is literally one of my favorite features ever, because I used to spend hours doing this way back in Photoshop. And honestly, it was a nightmare. Whereas now you can literally just click this button and it is going to remove the background. So the background's a bit gray. I want to make it something more interesting. So you'll see it's got rid of the background. But what you can also do is customize it. So say you had like a bit of hair, wispy hair that was sticking out, like you can just delete it, and it's you'll just see it's like shaved a bit off there. So that means that you can just tidy it up a little bit, which is great. But also, if there was a bit that it's got rid of that you want, there's also a restore option. And so you can just go like that, and it's going to bring back that bit of the image. But I'm just going to undo that because I don't want that there. Another thing that you can do, which obviously you wouldn't need for this particular, what we're doing right now, is invert the cutout. But it's good to know that that's there if you need it. So I'm just going to click on the tick because I'm
So
done.
that's great stuff, right? That's the stuff that you work in Photoshop for ages on doing.
Yeah, and now it's
yeah.
so quick. It is a total game changer. And even if you weren't doing it for like profile pictures, you know, say you were doing like, you'll see lots of designs online, you know, where there's like a cutout of a person in the design. Like you can do that in seconds now, which is amazing.
Crazy.
Okay, so next, what I'm going to do is head to shapes. Now, one of the things I love about shapes is, I don't know, have you heard of the website, The Noun Project?
I have. Yes, I've got their app on my Mac.
Yeah, so good. So I've been using those icons for years, and now they're all integrated. So you can get all these different shapes from the Noun Project in here, which is brilliant. So, but what I'm just going to do is grab a square. Now you could make the background the color that you want, but I'm going to do it as a square just so that I've got a bit more flexibility of moving like the layers around. Now, when I go to this fill section, it's going to bring up my brand colors are all right there. So it just makes it super quick and easy. So I'm going to go for a bright yellow.
Yes.
And because I want it to stand out, I'm going to stick it into the background. So this is where your
visual stacking.
I know. So this is where your layers are, and you can just move them all around, which is nice and easy. Okay, so I've got my background color. Now I'm going to go back into shapes, and basically what I want to do is create a sort of pattern kind of look with some icons in the background. So I want a smiley face. So I'm going to go into these basic shapes and in miscellaneous, and I'm going to get this smiley face here. And basically, I'm just going to resize the smiley face. I'm going to make it one of my brand colors, and I'm going to just copy and paste it a whole bunch of times. And sort of sprinkle them all around the background.
Nice.
So for now, it's going to sit on top of the picture of me just to make it easy to edit them. But at the end, I'll put the picture of me right at the front so it sits behind me. So you just see it's really easy to like rotate them and just arrange them all around the place. They're all on separate layers. So let's just get a bunch of smiley faces in. There's so many shapes to choose from. So you
it's ever growing, that Noun Project.
I know.
Well. It's fantastic.
Yeah, well, because people, you can upload your own designs and make some money from them as well, which is great. So, okay, so I've got all my smiley faces. So I want to have some of them different colors. So I'm just going to go in and make some of them blue so that I get sort of quite a fun pattern going on.
Because they're all vector shapes, right? So they can be resized as well without any loss in quality and colorized easily. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's really nice about them, is that you can make like some of the elements in design assets, like they're not vectors, so you can't change the colors. Whereas these ones, you can change all the colors, which just means for things where you want it to have, look part of your branding, it just makes it really easy to customize. Yeah. So I'm just going to go back into shapes, and I want to find another icon or shape. So I think I'm going to grab a star, and maybe I'll go for this one. So it usually brings it in. It sort of like guesses the color that you might want for it, but you can just easily go and change it. I'm going to make it this like cream color. And again, I'm just going to copy and paste it and spread it all around the place.
Can I just ask a quick question? Because Sean is asking this, and I was thinking this a moment ago too. Can you group layers, right? You can.
Yeah, you
with
can.
The icon up on the bar above.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And what's really nice is that like a lot of if you're used to using other Adobe programs, like a lot of the shortcuts are the same. So it's just, it's really easy to do. But yeah, you can group layers, and then you can adjust them all and move them around all together, which is great. Okay, so I'm happy with that as my pattern for the background. So I think that'll sort of stand out on social media. So what I'm going to do is get back up the layer panel, and I'm just going to drag the one of me up to the top. So there's quite a lot of layers now because all of my stars and their faces are on different layers, but then it's just easy to drag it up, and now all those elements will sit behind my head. And then once you are happy with how it looks, it's just a case of downloading it, and you can pick a PNG, JPEG, or PDF. Another thing that I thought would be handy to mention is sometimes it's helpful, not for your social media profile, but for something else, to have the picture of you with a transparent background, basically, which if you had left it white and didn't have any design on, you could totally do, like here, you would just pick transparent PNG. But then I would just go for a solid color PNG, and it's just going to download it for me. It just appears down here. So and then you just a case of uploading that to Instagram or TikTok or wherever you want it to be. I mean, you could use it for a profile picture anywhere. It doesn't have to just be social media. But then I just wanted to show, so what I'm going to do is go into my projects.
Okay.
And I'm just going to duplicate this.
Nice. I like recycling. That's good.
Mm-hmm. And then what I'm going to do is keep the image of me, but just show you a few other options of what we could do on the background. So I'm just going to delete these. If I just move the picture of me down.
Okay. Just quickly, can I ask you just to move your self view, the thing that you're looking at in Zoom? Can you just move just a little bit away? That's it, fab. It's just causing a tiny bit of a glitch. I thought it had gone.
Oh, thanks.
But that's cool. And if you were working on this, Liz, if you started out on your desktop and you thought, oh no, it's time for me to go home for my dinner, or whatever, and you were on a train or whatever, you could carry this on, right, on your device. You can just,
So it's so easy. So that's what I do. I use it a lot for creating social media posts. And so then what's really nice is I've got 2 kids and I'm juggling work with kids, and sometimes I'll be out and about with them and I'll just realize I've forgotten to do something, and then I can just log into the app and pick straight off, where I left off, which is so handy. So we're just going to have a look at the other options over here. So one of the things that I really like is backgrounds. So I mean, it pretty much does what it says on the tin.
Yeah, it gives you a background.
Gives you backgrounds, but there's
the clues in the name.
Yeah. There's so many really fun options. So you can literally just pick any of these and use it as a background. So I'm a graphic designer, so this type one totally appeals to me. So it's just a case of you can just drag it into your project, and then you can either pin it to the background so it's immediately going to fill the whole screen in the back, or you can choose to move it freely. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference which one you go to, it doesn't make a difference either way. And then you can just make that bigger, go and just rearrange your layers, and then that'll be in the background. Nice. But there's just I want to show you some of the different options. It's really easy to search. So say you wanted to have a gradient.
Yeah.
I can spell gradient. There's loads of different options. And you'll see that some of them have got a little crown, some of them don't. So basically that just identifies which ones are part of the paid plan and which ones are part of the free plan. But there's absolutely tons part of the free plan. Yeah. There's light leaks in here, but some really nice sort of subtle gradients. So let's just pick one of these. So let's try it pinned in the background. So you won't be able to see it until I've deleted this layer. I'm just going to delete that layer, and then you'll see it's just already large in the background. Yeah. So the backgrounds, I mean, there's some really fun stuff in here. So if you wanted to make something really jazzy, I really love these watercolor style ones. Yeah. Ooh, striations. I know. It's so inspiring just looking through the background. Yeah. I really like that one as well, actually.
Well, I think I'm going to challenge myself to redo my profile picture.
Yeah.
Not with a puppet, but with really me.
We need to see your face.
I'm going to try doing it.
Okay. So, so that's the backgrounds. And then another nice option that you could go for is, let's just take this off. And I've just got my branded green in the background, but you can go to design assets. And again, there's just so many options on here. It's incredible. Yeah. When it comes to sort of branding, I think it's quite good to think about how you want people to feel, how you want your brand to make people feel. And so you can sort of use that as a guide to what your what you're choosing to go on your profile picture. So in here, there's some really fun frames. I really like these sort of painted ones. So you could just grab one of these and it's going to lay it over the top. And then you can just make it bigger.
Nice.
So
this is great because, I mean, if you're a designer, whizzy, really, really quick. If you're a non-designer, this makes it really accessible and easy for you to do, right? Without having to have expertise in all of those other applications.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, so, and the thing that's nice as well is, so if you're a designer, this like integrates with your other Adobe, you know, like platform. So you know how you can have in, like, say you were in InDesign, you could set up your color palette in your that then spans across all of the different, you can open basically, and it spans across all the different Adobe products. So it's the same with this. But if you're a like not a designer, but you need to create like assets for your business or anything like that, it just, it makes it so easy. So I'm a designer, so I primarily like use Adobe InDesign, Illustrator, but I definitely use this for, you know, things that I need to do really quickly. Cool. Another way that I love using it is they've recently brought out like quick actions for PDFs. And so you can just bring in a PDF and just change some text quickly. And it just means that you don't have to, like, if I'd created it in InDesign, I didn't have to go back into InDesign, change it all, and then re-export it, if that makes sense. But yeah. A slight PDF tangent. But so there's
useful
loads. Though. Useful. And I think that's what is so great about it, is that it's useful for everybody, basically.
Yeah, I love it.
These ones
Sean in the chat, by the way, hi Sean, by the way, is saying using libraries with Adobe Express is so good.
Oh my goodness, it's amazing. It's a complete game changer. Because it's just all there waiting for you. Again,
I dare say will you cover that in a future week? Is that something that's going to go on?
Cool. We should definitely cover that. If anyone's got ideas of things that they want us to cover, like, feel free to put that in the chat. Absolutely. But that really is a game changer. And it's the same as, you know, with the brand kit, sort of getting all of those things set up and put in just saves you so much time.
Well, that would be a great way, I guess, if you were part of a team and the team had a shared library. So you had all of your brand assets in that shared library. All of the members of the team, we've able to use that without having to worry about, have I used exactly the right hex code, or you know, I'm doing it myself. And
like on that theme, another thing that I could do is, say I was, I mean, you wouldn't do this for a profile picture, but say I was working on a particular project and I wanted someone else to be able to go in and edit it. You can just add someone here. So I could just invite you to edit, and then you would get, you know, a link to be able to get access to this in your Creative Cloud as well, Express as well. So that's really helpful. So it just means multiple people can access assets and work on them. You know, if you were off sick, it means someone else can go in and make a change to a social post or anything like that. I mean, I'm just looking through some of the options here. There's like loads of.
There's a lot in there.
There's a lot. That often, sometimes that's why it's good as well to have like your brand clear in your head if you're a business, because otherwise you get overwhelmed by all the different options. Whereas if you're clear on your brand, then it makes it a bit easier to narrow down the sort of thing that you might use. But there's loads of assets, and they're adding more all the time. And there's also so many different templates, which I know that they're adding to. So like, you know, if you wanted to create a testimonial, you can just, you know, we could just start a new project. You can just create from this template. There's already some, and what's really nice is that, hang on, I'm just going to start a new project so I can show this.
Cool.
So if I decide to create something from a template, so let's say I want to do a new Instagram post. I'm going to scroll through here, find the template that I want to work on. So let's say this one. And then it's just really easy to, like, because you've got all your brand kit set up, I can just go in and I can change it to be my brand font. So if I just click on here, my fonts will be right at the top. You'll see under Liz Mosley, and then the other ones will be underneath. The brand area is in the paid version, just to mention.
Right, okay.
But there's if you don't have the paid version, you could just create a document where you've got all of those things saved for easy access.
And I take it that's not like $1 bazillion or anything, right? The brand.
No.
The paid plan, is it?
No, it's not. I think it's like it's in dollars, isn't it? I think it's like $9.99.
Right, okay. So probably around about the tenner mark. So yeah,
exactly. Cool. Yeah. Like obviously there's some elements that I wouldn't be able to. So this isn't a vector like we talked about before. So I wouldn't be able to change the colors of that, but I can change, all these elements to my brand fonts, to my brand colors, just to give that sort of consistency.
Oh wow, but you can blend. I noticed there you've got blend modes in there as well. So you could kind of do things with maybe solid colors and blend those down. Maybe that's something. I guess I'm not trying to, predict what your show is going to be doing.
No. Well, yeah, there's so many things to cover. And then actually, if I go back, one of the things that I forgot to show you on the profile picture. So if I get my profile picture back up, then and click on the image, there's actually we did the whole removing the background, but there's loads of other effects and things that you can do to change it. So if I click on filters, I can do like a duotone thing really easily, and it gives loads of suggested presets which are look really great. But I can also again use my brand colors just to make sure everything's consistent. So you can that doesn't look good, but you can just play around. Look very blue, but so there's just so many different options of how you can just make it grayscale. You can like colorize it. A lot of that's
crazy effects. And you've got enhancements. I'll need that one, I bet.
No, absolutely not. So in the same way that in Photoshop you would go and manipulate an image, you can do a lot of that right within Adobe Creative Express.
I had no idea. Wow.
So I mean, I don't know why you would want to do. Well, if there was something in the image that it was more sensitive and you wanted to blur it out.
That's where that invert thing would come in really useful, right? On another layer, Yeah,
exactly. So you can just create on all these different layers. So there's loads. I'm just going to take the blur off.
That's cool. Just so you know, by the way, we've only got about another 3 minutes to go. So for today.
Perfect. Thanks for the time. Well, we're pretty much there with showing everything that I wanted to show. I think we've gone through. I mean, the other thing that I can quickly show that I didn't mention is just the amount of stock photography that is available. So that's another option for your profile picture. If instead of having a pattern or a background, you might decide that you want to go for an image. So like it could be something that was like linked to what you do. So I could sort of find an image, say to do with stationery, if I was like a stationery designer, and just put that in the background. There's a good amount of
free content there as well, isn't there? I noticed that there's quite a few things with no crowns.
No crowns, So there's loads. There's absolutely loads that you can do with the free version.
Wow.
And then cool. So then it's really quickly. I think that's the thing. It just really quickly you can just make something that looks really striking and stands out. And I love that, it's so handy for designers as well, because things that would have taken them ages, like before, they can just now do really quickly. So
really
so that
good.
Is pretty much everything. So if anyone's got any questions, we've got a couple of minutes left. But
everybody's been enjoying this so far, and I think it's a lot of people that are really surprised by quite how good Creative Cloud Express is. Yeah, absolutely. I think I've found my own way to remember which things are free and which things aren't. In the things, no crown, no money down.
Oh, nice. That's good.
That's my own thing. Copyright Tony. If you want to buy Adobe, $100 million.
Amazing. And I love looking through all the templates as well that you can get. Like there's just so many on here. Oh, sorry, my screen keeps disappearing.
It's okay.
There's loads of different things.
I'm sure everybody will be investigating. And when will you be back with us, Liz?
We're going to do it bi-weekly, every other week.
Every other week. I know. We had this semi-bi.
That's why you've thrown me. So we're going to be doing it in 2 weeks' time. So we'll be back at this time, 2 weeks' time, and we'll sort of tackle a different different kind of like theme or topic. We'll look at a different area. So this was a sort of general overview and thinking about the profile picture today, but we'll look at something different in 2 weeks' time.
It's fantastic. I am sure we will all look forward to that. So for now, everybody, we are done. We are out of here. Liz and myself will disappear into the distance, only to return in a couple of weeks' time, where there'll be more fun stuff and more Creative Cloud Express. Try out your own things, but for now from us, it's toodaloo. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.